calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, but not because I side. It's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, but not because I side.
We're here with Cubs manager Craig Counsell. Craig, thank you for taking a few minutes out of your busy day to come and build with me. I appreciate it a lot. My first question, and the main question that I get from Cubs fans, is Craig Counsell cool? Does he smile? Does he crack jokes? What's he like? And I always tell him, I say, well, his job isn't to be cool. His job is to win baseball games. But for the fans that don't get to interact with you like we do and don't know you as well as we do, in a nutshell, tell the fans who Craig Counsell is.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think I love baseball. I've been in it my whole life. Trying to figure out what makes players better, what makes teams better. I love the energy in a dugout. Like I spent a couple years after playing not in the dugout and not in the clubhouse. And like a clubhouse is just where it's at. It's you get this like immediate kind of adrenaline rush every day, and you get kind of judged every day too, whether you win and lose. Um, some nights that isn't fun, but most nights the adrenaline you get from that and the kind of the camaraderie you get from that is unbelievable, and it's awesome. So that's what gets me going is that stuff. At work, that's the stuff I love. Yeah, I think then that's my job, and that's what I love making, having other guys enjoy and be better at. We do have a good amount of fun, and that's everybody's job, and we all do that in our own way. We all have our own sense of humor and our own, way to make people around us feel comfortable and have fun. And mine's a little quieter, a little maybe wittier, but that's you got to be yourself.
Obviously, your track record speaks for itself, the winningest manager in Brewers history. But coming to Chicago, was there any added pressure, any added expectation, not just with signing the largest contract in MLB history since obviously Dave Roberts now, but signing that deal, not just the deal, but also for a historic franchise like the Chicago Cubs?
Well, that's why you come. I mean, you come to try to win the whole thing and try to win it in a great city with a great history and a great tradition. So that's the challenge that you want to undertake, and that's why I'm here. So it's not pressure. It's like you get to, and that's how I see it. Is I get to do this. I'm lucky to be able to do this, and fortunate, and I have a great responsibility to try to do this for the Cubs and their fans. So that part's all good. The pressure, whatever, however you want to see pressure, like it goes with everything we do. Everybody's job has pressure, and I think that's just mine's really not that different than a bunch of other people's, and I really believe that. People watch us do what we do, but other people got a lot more pressure than I do. I can tell you that.
Over the last, I would say maybe 10 to 15, maybe 20 years, it seems like the front office has a little bit more to do with the day-to-day on-field operation than in the past when we were coming up playing. How important was, well, what is the relationship like with you and the front office, and how important was having that mutual understanding of let me do my job, you guys do your job?
Yeah, I mean, it's really you got to get it into a mode of where we help each other do our jobs. This is a big operation now. The operation is just a bigger operation than when we were players, and so in all sports, and so you need more people involved. And we also all have to get feedback on how we're doing our jobs and what we can do better in our jobs, and we can help each other do that. So with Jed and myself, as I try to help him, and he tries to help me, and we know that that's our job. Now I have some things that I'm going to make the final decision on, and he has some things he's going to make the final decision on, and it's that kind of mutual respect that you go forward with, and we don't get everything right, and that's what makes sports fun, and that's why it's fun to be a fan, because you get to have a view of all that. But I think, being a good teammate is understanding not going to get every decision or every play right. How do we get it better the next time? And I think we just keep moving it forward, and I think that's what's happening here.
Now, a lot of times when we talk to you pregame, a lot of times, mostly postgame, when we talk, sometimes we won't know if you guys won the game, if you lost the game, whatever the outcome was. You're pretty even keel most of the time. So how important is it to stay even keel regardless of the status of the team?
Yeah, I mean, I think again, it's like you got to be true to yourself, and that's always kind of been my nature. Baseball is a sport where like we do get to we play every single day, and because of that, I've found that like riding the wave of wins and losses is just you'll get worn out by May if you ride that big wave of wins and losses. And so you try to even it out a little bit more. It doesn't mean you're not getting better behind the scenes and trying to figure out ways to win when we're losing or get better even when we're winning. But I think it has to be you have to go through a major league season with a steady hand with the team because there's just too many moments and there's too many ups and downs. It's the great thing about baseball, man. The season is it's a little bit like a soap opera because it's on every day, and because it's like that, you're gonna take a roller coaster ride with your team. You're gonna be think they can't lose for about 3 days at one point, and then you're gonna think they can't win for 3 days. So it's just part of the ride, and it's what's great about being a baseball fan.
Speaking of winning, if you guys continue to play winning baseball deep into the summer, obviously the playoffs, it's going to start some playoff talk, and ultimately there'll be some World Series talk. How do you embrace that? Do you lean into it? Do you welcome it, or do you kind of try to keep that out of the guys' ears and minds and just focus on, what you guys can control?
The goal is to play in October, so I don't think you ignore it at all. I think that's the goal. Now, we can't win a game in October today. We can only win the game today against Lance McCullers and the Houston Astros. But so you focus on today, but absolutely understanding that what we're trying to do involves October. You absolutely talk about it. There's teaching lessons. I talked about last night's game with a young pitcher on the mound, like, and a really good atmosphere on the road. Like I said, Kate, it's going to look like this, and turn it up a couple dials when you get to October on the road. That's what it looks like, and that crowd can speed you up. A great crowd can speed players up, so it hurts their performance. So we got to recognize that, and we got to learn from that. But it is everybody's job and to be hopeful and to talk about October. I'm glad we're talking about it. I'm glad we can figure out if we should talk about it. But the players got a job to do, and it's a hard job. And so you got to stay in the moment and be very present with your thoughts if you want to succeed.
When the fans look at Pete Crow-Armstrong, I think a lot of them get confidence confused with arrogance.
Yeah.
So I've come up with my own acronym for PCA, and I just say pure confidence always. Because getting to know Pete over the last year and a half, I sense confidence over arrogance. So what do you see from Pete, and how have you liked his growth over the last year and a half?
Well, I think it's how you want young players to develop, for sure. I think we want immediate success. The more likely path is that it's going to be really hard at first, and there's going to be some struggles, but they're going to grow from those struggles. And when you start to see the growth, it's when you start to get excited. Some things nobody expected him to hit 20 home runs in the first half of the season, but we saw growth at the end of last year. We saw an improving player, and we got even a better version of that this year. And so Pete is not an arrogant player. He is a confident, entertaining player. I mean, he's just entertaining. He's the kind of player you come to see and you're like, that guy's different. And the most casual fan can pick that out. And that's fun, man, because like he does things on baseball field that just kind of make you stand up. You want to be in your seats when he's hitting. There's no question about it. You want to be in the seats when he's playing defense even, and that's exciting. And so if anything, you know, you can describe Pete however you want, but just be there to see it, man, because it's pretty special.
I agree. Best piece of advice you've been given in your life, baseball or life-wise?
Well, I mean, again, it kind of goes back to the stuff we've been saying before, but it's like in this job when you're, you know, in the public, you're talking to the media twice a day. Be yourself, because you can't fool people when you're this exposed. And so, you know, be yourself, and whether that means that people aren't going to like some parts of you and they're going to like other parts of you, you got to stick to what you are. And I think it's not always easy to do because you do take criticism. But you know, in the end, you know, that's the way you put your head on the pillow every night. Is that I was myself. I was true to myself, and I handled everything and everybody with you know, integrity. And if you just keep doing that over and over again, sometimes it feels boring, but I think people know what they're going to get, and I think that's really important.
Last question, and again, I appreciate you taking the time out, but I do this with all my guests. Don't think too hard. Let's go around the diamond and name our all-time MLB squad. And I'll start.
All right.
First base, I'm taking Cecil Fielder.
Cecil Fielder. First thing that comes to my mind is Willie Stargell.
Wow, okay. Second base, I got to go with Roberto Alomar.
I'm going Pete Rose.
Okay. Shortstop, all-time favorite guy. Met him a few years ago, Barry Larkin.
I knew you were going to say Barry Larkin. I was thinking about saying Barry Larkin. I was between Larkin and Cal Ripken. I'm going to go Cal Ripken.
Cal Ripken is never a bad choice. Third base, the only active player right now, I got to go with my guy who made an outstanding play against you guys the other day, Nolan Arenado.
Third base, I'm going to go I'm probably going to go Mike Schmidt here. Yeah. I like to swing that little short little finish he did. I'm going to go Mike Schmidt.
Left field, I got to go with my guy, Ricky Henderson.
I'm with you there. I'm going to go Ricky Henderson too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Center.
That was the first name came to mind, Ricky Henderson.
Center field, no doubt, I'm going with the kid, Ken Griffey Jr.
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays. His godfather, right?
Yeah. Willie Mays, yeah.
Right field is tough. I always have is between Vlad, Ichiro, and Tony Gwynn. I'm going with Tony Gwynn.
I'm going Hank Aaron. He probably played more left, but I'm going to put him in right.
Put him wherever you want. Catcher, old school. I'm going Benito Santiago.
I'm going to drop a name, a friend here. I'm going to go Bob Uecker. Just a little off the charts.
Wow.
Definitely not one of the best players ever, but my favorite Major League catcher.
Shout out to the OG Bob Uecker.
Yeah.
And on the mound, I'm always torn, the big unit or the mad scientist Greg Maddux, but I think I'm going to have to go with the big unit.
That's Randy Johnson first. That was the best pitcher I ever played with, so I'm going Randy Johnson.
There you have it, man. Craig, again, appreciate the time. Best luck to you guys moving forward, and it's always a pleasure, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.